Some people walk their dog, some people play tennis, and I kind of wish I did that, but what fulfills me is art. I ended up in Salt Lake City a lot of years ago. My husband had found this property and thought, hey, one day we'll build a house. I decided I'll build it myself. We hired a retired builder and he sat on the job site waiting for people to show up, and I had to figure out how to do interior design, how to be a general contractor, how electrical works. So by teaching these things, I realized a love for it. But the only reason I was confident enough to try to be my own builder at 29 years old was because growing up, my parents built 8 homes. And so there were always samples sloshing around in our car. My mom would get out of the car and say, this won't do. She had a lot of confidence. And so I just thought, well, that comes naturally. We'll build houses, we can do this. And I guess I just didn't have any fear. I have a daughter that has her own business. She's a complete entrepreneur. I always made it obvious to my daughter that hard work is really the only answer. There is no saving from hard work, saving from lack of sleep, saving from long hours. You've got to be a mother and you've got to want to be an entrepreneur. And I was the type that was 50-50. But there's one rule. I always answer the phone if it's my child. When I think of other women considering creating a new company, taking a risk, I always say, do it. Because what's the worst thing in the world that could happen? Failure? Who cares? My advice is get used to no, get used to the idea of failure so that that won't bother you, and just go for it. I notice that when I get around a group of women that also have entrepreneurial efforts going on and successes, I'm loving the discussions. I want to know more about their successes. I want to see how we can relate, and it's so fun. But I've learned that my closest friends may not have the same level of interest in business, and that's okay. What would I tell my younger self? I think I would say that, life is so full of change, and the ability to be fluid is just the best quality. And to move with the ebbs and flows of opportunity, and most of all, I would say, live a very interesting life.
How did I get here? Well, I was born in Draper, Utah. So Ruma is a specialized medical aesthetics practice. We also have a full functional medicine side, skin health, as well as sexual wellness. I started this practice about 5 years ago. I had a realization that my core values were compromised where I was currently at, and there wasn't anywhere that I could work where I felt at home. I didn't have time to be fearful. I just felt like it was the right thing to do. And in 10 days started my business and was seeing patients. So I think readiness is not a state of circumstance, it's a state of mind, and you just have to jump in. If I could tell my younger self one piece of advice, it would be to continue to develop yourself. Continue to learn and grow and make yourself uncomfortable, because that means that you're growing. One of my favorite quotes is from Jim Rohn, and it says, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. I really tried to build a phenomenal team full of passionate women who have the same core values as me, who really want to succeed and have the team succeed. So I think it can be lonely. And it is lonely every day because you're taking on the stress and the liability of growing the business. But if you surround yourself with women that are like-minded, that hustle just as hard, that's the magic.
The Wild Oak is a wedding and event venue that we started about 3 years ago. We came together as a family and we thought, what fun family business should we do together? And being different talents that each of the kids had, we decided this was the perfect thing for us to do. It took a moment to be brave enough to start it, but we did, and we've been super successful. We're very fortunate. It's so fun to run this venue with our family and to have our grandkids run around all day, and it's just been a great thing to do together.
And it's nice because all of us sisters, between the 4 of us, there's 14 kids, and so we want them to see how hardworking we are. Good work ethic, how there's no job too little or too big for us, and that we will do anything, and yeah.
I just think it's important to dream, you know. I have a friend that said, you know, our family dreams it, but you guys dream it and do it.
It's gonna be scary starting your own thing, and you may fail, but if you don't try, then you never know what the other side looks like.
Because if you just give it your heart and you totally believe in it, you'll have a lot more success.
Yeah.
I am a mom of 4, and I've always loved working, and I worked in photography for about 16 years, and then I was just really looking for that next challenge, and I wanted something that was scalable in a way that a one-man operation wasn't. So I just kind of planted that seed of I wanted to start a business, but I had no idea what it was going to be. Salt by Sabrina is a brand that brings order in chaos. So the world is crazy, things come at us all the time, and the products in the Salt by Sabrina line are designed to bring that peace and order into your lives so that you're empowered to deal with life's daily challenges. My advice for women who aspire to be entrepreneurs is that don't let anybody define you. There's never a limitation on age or time. I was 42 years old when I started Salt by Sabrina, and I never could have imagined that I would be here at this point in my life. So don't think that certain phases of life are over or that things can't happen, because they always can. I really believe that we make our own definitions of who we are. One of the biggest things that has been impactful in my family from Salt and creating this company is seeing how it's changed my daughters. Their dialogue has changed from, I'm just gonna go to college, to when I start my company. And I've seen how it's empowered them, and even my boys as well, just seeing that they can build something. And also the hard work that goes into building something special. I think that's been so powerful and impactful. My son did a report where he said that I was his hero, and my heart just melted. But that he saw me that way in a different light and capable of more. This may sound a little cliche, but really the thing that brings me so much joy is lifting others. Where I get really excited is where I can connect people and I can see magic happen. And I know this is something that's really important to Capita, which is one of the reasons I was very attracted to being associated with them. I just am a firm believer in a rising tide lifts all ships. We can all win together. It is not a scarcity economy. So believing truly in abundance and that we can all make things better together.